Hello there, Aries, and welcome to your April forecast. I hope that this month has gotten off to a great start for you, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of information is coming through, both channeled and in the cards. So let's begin with the channeled information. Each month I like to meditate on your sign, and what I've started to do recently versus previous months is I'm doing automatic writing in addition to the meditation, and through the automatic writing, this is what came through. I really want you to focus on rejoicing and celebrating all of the little victories that come through this month, whether that's a small milestone on a long-term goal that you're trying to accomplish, or just a decision in your mind, a change of heart, or some moment where you sort of turn and think, this is what I want to do. And it's that moment of discovery or of realization. And sometimes we underestimate how one decision, one moment, or just one milestone can really positively affect our entire trajectory for the rest of the year or even for the rest of our lives. So I want you to take a moment and celebrate those small victories and accomplishments this month. And another way to kind of look at this is it's almost as if raindrops are coming down. Each one moment may not feel impactful, but the aggregation of all of these little moments can create something that is substantial. And each one of those moments create that wave that you see, that shock wave that comes when a drop kind of comes down. And the more you start to embrace those little moments, the more the momentum is going to build. And that's really the power that you have this month. So that's your channeled information. And again, you could meditate on that idea of all of these beautiful drops or seeds or however you want to see it, but the aggregate is going to be stronger than the one moment, but you can't forget that that one moment is the beginning of something bigger. All right, with all of that being said, let's now take a look at the cards themselves and see what additional insights and information wants to come through. I'm going to go ahead and give the cards a shuffle here, and for those of you that are brand new, let me just go through the main layout of what I'm going to do here. I start off with a Celtic Cross, and then I will look at Health, Wealth, Love, and Destiny, as well as a Catalyst card. So let's go ahead and go straight to that without any further delay. And just as a heads up, with the exception of this card that came out, I usually will not speak during this process. I'm going to just focus on the energy that I receive when I look at the cards. So here we go. And now let's go ahead and pull a Catalyst card. For me, the Catalyst is sort of like one large event that ties everything together, or an overarching theme. We talked a little bit about that idea of little victories in your channeled information. Let's see if it carries over in the Catalyst, or if there's something new that wants to show itself. All right, so we have the Eight of Cups here. Now this particular Eight of Cups is reminding you to not underestimate the ability for something that you've swept under the rug to come back. And there might be something that you thought that no one was going to notice, or that, you know, maybe if it's a person that you tried to let go of or say goodbye to, they're not getting the hint. What I want you to do this month is to take a look back on everything that's been going on over the past few months, and if there's anything that just feels like you were either trying to shortcut, get away with something, or just push something to the side thinking, I'll have time in the future to deal with it. This is the month when you really want to put all of your time and attention into that. Get it finished so that the rest of the month you can really focus on new opportunities. And there's a lot of big shifts coming through, so use the first week to really get those things taken care of, and it's just going to give you peace of mind, if nothing else. Of course, with Eight of Cups, there could also be some sort of a connection to a person from the past, or again, it's a return of some sort that I'm seeing. So when it comes back, just deal with it, and this time you're going to feel a sense of relief. If you're not really feeling like any of that's applying to you, what I see for some of you is this feeling of being overwhelmed. Like there's one thing that you need to let go of. There's a lot in your head, and there's a lot emotionally that's building up for you this month. So don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help. And I feel like there's a distance component to this. So if it's at work, it might be having a coworker on the other coast take care of it. If it's in a family, it could be reaching out to someone that has moved away or has maybe just sort of symbolically put distance between you and them. Again, there's something that needs to be resolved there, and that's why it's in the catalyst. This could be a block card if you don't deal with it. So do take care of it and realize that the sooner you release whatever it is that's making you feel either kind of cluttered in your thoughts or something that you haven't taken care of in the past, the sooner that you can get to all of the opportunities in this month. We'll turn the camera down for a second here and look at all the cards and their placements. We have the Hanged Man in the center, and it's reversed, which I like. This is actually showing that there's a moment here at the beginning of the month where perhaps there was something from the past where you just felt like, why can't I get through this? It could be the catalyst, it could be something else where you have a breakthrough moment. And if you're not feeling like there's anything that, again, is stuck or needs to be resolved, this is a chance for you to just create some new things in your life. This is not a month to sort of just go with the status quo. The Hanged Man in reverse is challenging you to change your ways a little bit, to basically get symbolically unstuck in anything in your life that's been either too predictable or too comfortable. There's changes in that respect with work. I feel like you could have a step-up opportunity with work. There could be some new ways that you could manage your money if you're retired or again, if you're just trying to get a better handle on your money. This is a month where whatever wasn't working, you now get a chance to fix it, and there may be some new money coming in or some new opportunities coming in for some of you. This can also be a self-confidence card, so some of you may be feeling for the first time in a while that I'm ready to do something else, or that you've earned something, and that sense of confidence is going to bolster you and get you further along in your in whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. What you want to try to let go of, from what I'm seeing in both January and February, even a little bit into March here, is any sort of relationship issues that have been weighing heavily on you. This could be friendships where people are asking too much from you. Some of you might be in a breakup situation or sort of tug of war with a loved one. I really want you to put the focus on opportunity, because we have the 10 of coins in your crowning position this month. So if you let go of personal drama and focus on opportunities this month, you're going to start to see results. And instead of feeling frustrated because you're trying to get people to understand your point of view, you can instead just focus on personal growth, opportunities, and then through that, you actually might get the respect and the affection that you're looking for. But it's not by forcing someone to see your point of view or by trying to change the way they're feeling. Instead, just be inspiring. Do something in your life that you feel passionate about and also is creating this positive energy around you. So I see a lot of opportunities, and that's going to bring in a higher frequency partner if you're not happy with who you're with, or it could bring in more friendships and opportunities, again, that are of a higher frequency. We have the Page of Swords here in the recent past. And this is really, again, showing me that some of you may be given a chance to step up or maybe given an opportunity. It's really up to you what you want to do with it. This is also a month where you want to pay attention to the power of your words. The card's upright, so it's actually a good position and a good placement. But you just want to know that what you say has a lot of power and has a lot of weight with people in your life. So choose those words carefully and wisely, because they could stick with you for a while. As we look at the crowning position, again, it's one of opportunity, which I love. But for some of you, this could mean taking a leap of faith, because we have the Death card here, and we have 3 really big cards that I want to kind of hit on, actually 4 major arcana cards that are worth mentioning. Hanged Man in reverse in the center, which shows ending of a plateau, ending of feeling stuck. We have the Fool here in your ego, chance, opportunity. In the near future, we have death, change. And in the outcome, we have the Devil, which is talking about something that you may not be aware of unless you kind of take a closer look. So for those of you that are thinking of moving, starting a new job, doing something big, of course we have some retrograde energy, which you want to be careful of, but it's not just that. There could be a detail that is somehow kind of slid under the surface, and you want to make sure that Page of Swords can also be having a lawyer take a look at something. This is a great month to have someone really look at all the fine print, make sure you're comfortable with it. And of course, since this card is upright, this is a month where you want to be inquisitive. Ask all the questions you need when it comes to finance, jobs, money, big things that are going to affect you, health as well. So I see a change on the horizon for many of you, but there's some strings attached, and you really want to make sure that you're comfortable with those trade-offs. And if there's something you don't like, you want to get that taken care of sooner than later. Much like the catalyst was saying, there might be something from your past that's coming back and making itself seen again. So this could be maybe a debt in the past. This could be a relationship where, you know, you basically blew up the bridge and now you're having to work with this person, or whatever it is. You're going to have a moment of truth with that. And it's, for some of you, that could be what the Devil card is dealing with something that you left sort of undone or unresolved in the past. And now you're going to get a chance to resolve it, which is a gift, but it can also be uncomfortable when it presents itself. Let's just kind of work through the cards, and I'll give you some alternative meanings just in case those don't resonate for you. Again, I think big shifts going on with money this month. For some of you, it might be going in the wrong direction, however, because we have the 10 of coins in reverse. So just be careful. This isn't a month to make any sort of big purchases, but it might be a good month to make a change in career. You just want to make sure that you're comfortable with all the research and you know what you're getting into. As I'm looking at your environment card here, we have the 7 of Wands. It's reversed. That's reminding you not to get too defensive. If someone has constructive criticism or some ideas, try to stay open. Also realize that you don't have to do everything. It's okay to let go. And the other thing that is coming through more from a channel perspective is to, I really want you to practice active listening this month and make sure that the way you heard it is actually the way it was intended to be received. So there could be a potential breakdown in communication, and if you just clarify what your interpretation of the communication was, then you can eliminate an unnecessary argument or some sort of situation that pops up that could break down all the good work that you've done. So I think the Devil for some of you could also be illusion or misinterpretation or some sort of a perception that is skewed. So you want to make sure that both sides are doing their part to validate and really do active listening, if that makes sense. All right, let's take a look now at your health card. Health, of course, includes mind, body, and spirit. We'll give it a good shuffle and see what the cards have to say. These are slightly wordy, but I will read through it. It says, in every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me towards right-minded thinking and the energy of love. So really, this card is encouraging you to exist in a place where your heart is open and to believe that things are happening for your highest good or the best possible outcome. So sometimes, you know, we feel like the universe is working against us. This is actually challenging you to believe that everything, even the things that are bringing you a sense of frustration, are actually kind of blessings or gifts that are in disguise. So try to focus on opening up your heart space this month. And this can come also through simply trying to have fun. And it shouldn't be a lot of work. You shouldn't have to try to have fun. But sometimes we lose the ability or we don't give ourselves permission as adults to do something that brings joy in our life. So I want you to somehow to open up that heart space, work on something that brings you a sense of passion, of fulfillment, of happiness. For some of you, that might be service, giving your time to others. This could also be just doing something artistic. Maybe it's a craft or dance or something like that. But I want you to do something that makes your heart sing, makes you feel alive. And then you might have an ability after you do that activity to look at what's been going on this month because your heart's been opened and perceive it differently. Because really your reality is the perception, that lens of perception that you sort of carry with you. If you think that everything is helping you, suddenly things start to work. If you think everything's working against you, then suddenly you're not making the progress that you need. But you don't need to be there because the breakthrough moment is just that. And I think that's why the card came through. You have the power to simply think, no, it's working in my favor. If someone comes back from the past and you have to deal with something that you didn't deal with before, it's a blessing because then you can get rid of that energy and have more for yourself. Because whenever we hold on to a grudge or a vendetta, we're holding on and we're putting energy towards something that actually isn't giving us anything back. It's a selfish thing. And so give yourself a chance to heal. And that's really what this is saying. Or just have fun if you don't feel like any of those things are happening for you right now. All right, let's take a look now at your wealth card. And For everybody, wealth can be something different. It could be accomplishments, it could be money, it could just be literally a sense of feeling like your life is worth something. Let's see this card and see how it could relate to whatever wealth is in your life. So we have walking away. And this card really does fit nicely with the Death card, the Fool card, and the Hangman reverse. So for change to happen, often we have to release something in our life. And for some of us, this could be a way of thinking. This could also literally be a way of working, a job for some of you. But there is sort of a sacrifice, trade-off, or opportunity cost for some sort of a decision this month, looking like it's going to be at the end of the month, based on the fact that they're exiting a gate and also with the number. So I feel like end of month, you really want to be focusing on this, and this is a better time to make that change anyway, energetically. So if that comes through and it feels good, try not to second guess yourself. Don't look back and think, could I have done something differently? Sometimes the timing is perfect and you can't really control it. Sometimes it's kind of out of your hands and you just go with the energetic flow and trust, like we said, that things are opening up. That if something happens and you have to let go, for those of you that might be laid off, for instance, or someone breaks up with you, it's actually the universe working in your benefit, and it's coming from a place that's going to allow you to feel better love or higher love and better opportunities, if you will. So I see a big shift happening with money, with work this month. We saw it with Ten of Coins reverse, Death card upright, the Devil card, and the Fool card. So you want to look at the details, get out of situations that don't feel good, and make sure that you're very, very inquisitive this month. And don't be afraid to have a lawyer or someone that's seasoned take a look at contracts and things before you make a decision or before you accept something new. All right, we looked at health and wealth. Now we're going to move along to love. Love involves all sorts of relationships in your life. It can be romantic or it can just be a best friend. But let's see what the card has to say and we'll go from there. Okay, 2 came out, so we'll look at both of these. So the first one that came through is this first light, beginning a new cycle. And this card fits really nicely with everything we're talking about. It's almost the antithesis to this card, which is sometimes ending a cycle or letting go of something or feeling a loss. It fits more in line with this, which is, yes, you're walking away, but notice how beautiful the card is. There's growth. This is associated with springtime. Both of these cards are showing growth and springtime. For some of you that might be in the other hemisphere, this could also be fall. But what we're seeing is a change of season and a change of job and a change of opportunity. For some of you, a change of relationship status. So this is a new cycle. So instead of seeing that I lost something, think instead I'm beginning something. So let's look at what came through in addition to this. Don't rush it. That's basically what the Fogged In card is saying. Go slow, take your time. And if you allow, just like the seasons, they take 3 or 4 months to work. It doesn't happen overnight. You know, a plant isn't going to sprout out from the ground overnight. It takes a few months of sunlight, of warmth, of water. So you want to sort of see whatever your next cycle is, just like that. You're growing something new. So whether you're entering into a warm or a cool season, it doesn't matter. It's symbolic here, which is showing, and I like the fact that it shows spring and fall. So I think this applies to both hemispheres, that right now we're in a point where there's a shift, there's an emotional shift. For some of you, you might be going into a period where you're more prosperous. Some of you might be pulling back a little bit. The end of this is that it's a season, and for seasons of love, what you want to really make sure that you are focusing on is understanding the opportunity in either the beginning or the end, and then allowing for everything to take its own time. But I like that it's something new for you. So for some of you, it might be a new love. For some of you, it might be the first time you've been on your own for a while. Just take it slowly, take it day by day, and realize that this isn't an end. It's just part of the journey. I love that we have all this symbolism of growth, of travel, of movement. So you're not stuck this month. It's a transition. Now we're going to look at the Destiny card. And for me, Destiny is always something that you can shift, that you can change. This is your GPS. And it's sort of a chance for you to check in and think, am I happy about the direction in which I'm headed? And if I am, I'll stay on the course that I'm on. And if not, then perhaps I can make some changes in my life to feel better about it. So for you, we have a wonderful card here, Abundance. This is a reminder that it's back to what we were looking at here, which is that the universe is really working to bring you into a positive period. So all of your cards in the expanded forecast are actually quite good. They're acknowledging the changes that we see in the spread below here, but they're giving you a little bit more detail, which is these are beneficial shifts. Many of them aren't even permanent. They're just going to get you to the next phase. Don't lose sight of that big picture. Don't lose sight of the fact that all of these small shifts that are happening are going to aggregate and create something that is perhaps better and bigger than you anticipated. Let's go ahead now and wrap up everything. I like to look at all that we talked about once more. I just talked about that channeled information. So let's begin with the Catalyst card. The Catalyst this month was a reminder that if there's anything from the past that you haven't had a chance to take care of, this is the month to do so. Also to kind of clear your mind. Try not to focus too much on the past this month too. Look instead at the future, because the past can be a burden. It's there to learn from, but it's not there to hold you down or to hold you back. As we take a look at the cards themselves, 3 or 4 cards are really indicating a shift for you. The Hangman reverse, the Fool upright, and also the Death card upright. The 3 of them together in these positions are showing me a change and a change for the better, one that moves you out of stagnation, one that opens up opportunity, and one that gives you a sense of freedom that you may not have felt before. The Fool card can be misinterpreted sometimes. It's not just about making sort of a fast decision or a bad decision or, you know, doing something too quickly. It can be about embracing the unknown or stepping out into new territory. Additionally, it has the number 0 attached to it, so it's basically wiping the slate clean, which is a good thing. As we review the rest of the cards here, remember to be inquisitive this month. If there's any interpersonal relationship that's been weighing you down, let go of that. Focus instead on maximizing opportunities, getting all of the details ironed out, and making sure that you understand what's at stake. Also, not being afraid to talk to someone. We didn't talk about the Knight of Swords in reverse in the hopes and fears. That's attached to the Devil. This is about speaking your mind and sometimes bringing to surface something that isn't pretty. So if you're in a new relationship and perhaps you're not sure if your partner wants to be monogamous, or if there's something in their life that you're not comfortable about, this card is saying that it's better to talk about the fears and the hopes and the dreams now than 6 months or 2 years or 10 years down the line when it's too late. You're sort of already in it deep. This is a chance to really air all the dirty laundry and work through it together. And I think that really summarizes all of the main cards there. So now let's look at your expanded forecast. The first was to assume that everything is actually happening as a benefit to you. The universe is conspiring to help you, bring you to right-minded thinking and really the energy of love. As a subset of that, I would say try to do things that bring joy and love into your life, really opening up the heart chakra. We talked earlier about those. As we look at your wealth card this month, there's a chance to let go of perhaps what you're doing for a living or to try something new, but you have to let go of something first. As we look at your love cards, there were 2. One is saying that there's a new cycle that's starting. So if you let go of someone or if you walk away from something, something new is beginning, but you can't rush it. And you may not even have all of the details yet, which is again why it's important to talk, to ask questions. I mentioned earlier about active listening. That's really about saying, I think you said this, is that right? Or what was the motivation here? You ask questions before you jump to a conclusion or you cloud it with your own emotions. If you do that, you're going to have a lot of opportunities this month. A lot of changes, but I love that we have sort of this baptism of water, this spirit guide coming out of that, which is showing you that you're cleared, you're clean, that there's a new start, and abundance and fool really go hand in hand here. So I feel like I really want you to see this as a chance to start new, to start fresh, to let go. And I think if you do that, you're going to have a fantastic month. So that brings our monthly reading to a close, but you can stay in touch with me throughout the month by joining me here on YouTube. You can hit subscribe and also that bell icon, which opts you into notifications. And also you can join me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's the 3rd link below. You'll see that there's a social media link. You can look at all of the sites that I'm on and join me there if you'd like to. Additionally, this is viewer supported, so if you like the quality of the videos that I put out here from month to month and you'd like to say thanks, you can do so in a very small amount, anything as small as $1 or higher if your budget allows. And I have a donation link on my website, and you can also support me on Patreon. Just a note that a little bit goes a long way. You'll notice this month I was using some new cards, and that's through the donations of people like you, so thank you for allowing for me to do that. Likewise, if you'd like to reach out and have a one-on-one appointment with me, you can look at my booking site and see if the rates and availability work for you, and that's the first link below. Finally, I just want to say thank you. Every month I really comment on how we're building a community of light workers. What I really hope that we can all do is bring spirituality and this openness, this open-heartedness and this awareness to more of a mainstream level. We saw people in the past like Oprah Winfrey do that, and I hope that all of us can kind of embody that as well. We can talk about what's important, which is our spiritual growth, our connection to one another as light workers, and also just the fact that we're all here on the planet trying to do the same thing, which is to find our way to learn. So I want you to keep working on yourselves and be not just a light worker, but see yourself as a beacon of light, a beacon of hope for others. Do the work on yourself, teach and share with others just like I'm doing, and I think we're going to make a fantastic planet if we do that. I'd like to send you much love, much light, and gratitude. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your journey as well. I'll see you soon.